Namaste, yogis. I hope this video finds you well. We are continuing our exploration of the warrior archetype that we carry within through Vīrabhadrā, the fierce avatar warrior of Shiva, and the poses dedicated to him in Hatha Yoga as well as in Primal Movement. So we have explored the Hatha Yoga poses like Virabhadrasana 1, 2, and 3, and so on. All of them are stationary and do not move. In Primal Movement, the poses dedicated to Vīrabhadrā, like the Peaceful Warrior Flow, which we did in our previous video, and Primal Warrior I, are all in flow. Today we will explore Primal Warrior II and that flow, which is associated with the element of metal. So Primal Movement, created by Liz Arch, is a fully embodied movement practice that weaves together yoga asana, martial arts, and self-healing qigong to create a state of wellness within using our internal medicine known as qi. In yoga, this is called prana, and I call it the light. So join me today as we ignite the light through the Primal Warrior II flow associated with the element of metal. All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, yogis, join me in the opening stance of Primal Movement known as Wuji stance. We're going to take our feet just past hip width apart, create a little buoyancy in the joints by giving a little shimmy shake. And then we're going to fan out the toes and draw the element of earth up through the feet with a little suction cup, grounding the circumference of the heel and really grounding all of the 10 toes and the mounds below them into earth. So give a little flutter to the joints. And then come into stillness, lining up head over heart, heart over pelvis, and lengthening the tail, drawing chin in and back, and lengthening neck. So as we begin to come into empty stance, or what is known as the void, Wu Ji, we start to feel into the feet, rooting down and in, and rising at the same time toward Father Sky through the crown of the head, lengthening waist out of pelvis and neck out of collarbone area. And as we soften into this stance, start to cultivate Ujjayi pranayama, that oceanic victorious breath, by dragging the breath gently along the back of the nose and the throat. And listen to that oceanic wave move through the body, down into the caverns within, feeling your low rib cage open on the inhale, and feel how it knits back together, hollowing belly on the exhale. If you feel called and are working with more advanced studies like the chakras and Mula Bandha, you can draw the pelvic floor up as well as the tongue that merges with the roof of the mouth, activating Ren and Du channels within the 2 circuits that run along the central column known as the Sushumna. Otherwise, just stay in this position and start to settle and breathe deep. The drishti, the gaze, the focal point can be at the third eye with eyes closed or gazing straight ahead, preferably at an object not moving, and you can return to that point to anchor your mind into the body with your Ujjayi. Let's come into the practice as one. Exhale fully. Dragging breath, Ujjayi, inhale. Dragging breath, Ujjayi, exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll start our tapping practice, keeping that same wavelength breath moving in and out of the nose. Twisting to the left, tap, and twist to the right, tap, and go back and forth. There's a little cupping of the hands, and you really turn and torque the navel, with the hands being the final result of the twist. Now, this action is coming from the ground up, so really grounding the feet as we begin to knock at the door of life, calling forth our chi, ribs. You can flutter lips to clear tension out of the jaw. You can swallow gently. You can hum, you can sigh to open up the throat column. as we prepare for movement. And we want that breath to travel, so no tight jaws, lips, or throats. Throats as if you have plural, one throat. Good, lung and kidney. So as we tap, we're waking up the chi within the body, knocking at the door of life, ribs. You can sigh, moan, sounding is welcome throughout this entire practice. Hips. Slow it down and shake it out. We're going to do an abbreviated version of the opening sequence for primal movement. Today, we're going to come into what is known as arm swingbacks. Now, if you'd like to see the full opening sequence of primal movement, you can click my tapping into power video and take a pause here if you prefer. Coming into swingbacks, working with the element of metal, sharp movements, arms like swords, we're going to lift high onto the tiptoes, swing the arms back, lifting heels with a sharp exhale, and then land and return on your inhale. So it looks like this. Sharp exhale out of the nose, clearing nasal, opening up chest, and strengthening upper back. Begin. Now you're really wanting to hug the ankles toward one another. So we're starting to work on the toes and the mobility there. And this works from the ground up. We work the plantar fascia in the foot, the ankle, and then you start to feel it in the calves. Now the heel drops are a grounding technique to bring us into the body. And that little thud of the heel starts to reverberate energy all the way from heel to crown of head. Hug those ankles in. Notice if you're spilling out to the pinky side of the foot. Hug into that midline. And as we work our way up the body, we're opening up the chest, preparing shoulders and arms for practice while strengthening the upper back. Clearing nasal passages to deepen ujjayi and building heat. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Interlace the fingers. Let's roll the wrists for mobility, getting a little synovial fluid moving. And then reverse the direction and shake it out. We're going to take our right hand, take it to the point between the shoulder and the chest, and start to tap right here at this corner. Taking Wuji stance. So this point right here in Chinese medicine is known as the point of sadness. You can sigh out any tension you might feel here. These 2 points can be super tender because we're usually leaning over our phones or our steering wheels or desks and so on. So tapping here starts to release some of the stagnation that might be here and get energy moving. Metal element works with this point as it is associated with the lungs, and the lungs are associated with unexpressed grief, melancholy, and sadness. So metal helps to clear that emotion, empowering, emboldening, to help you remember your inner warrior and who you are. Lift the left arm. We're going to go down the lung meridian and the large intestine. So going up and down the arm, we're waking up this energetic line. And as you tap the meridian, in yoga, this is called nadis, which translates to little rivers. And you can think of your body like a river system, tributaries that energy flows upon. Good. Go back to the corner as you lower the arm, slow it down, and then peel off that energy like a snake shedding the skin and flick it away. Pause and feel the difference in the arms. Make a gentle fist with the left hand, go to the point of sadness and tap. And notice what is different about this side. Feet are strong, knees are buoyant, rooting and growing tall, deep ujjayi. And you can really create some sounding techniques here as we tap into the point of sadness. Fluttering lips, horse breath. Good. Lift the right arm, and we're going to go down that lung and large intestine meridian. So as I tap these little rivers of energy, I'm tapping the organ associated with them. So again, metal is associated with lung and large intestines. Good. Go all the way back to the point. Pause, flip the palm, and just like a snake shedding the skin, take it off and feel. Good. Coming into shaking down the tree, we're going to thud the heels, just like we did for the arm swing back, so we're not alternating. And we're beginning to flick the wrist straight down, super loose elbow, like Michael Phelps at a swim meet. I was on the swim team as a kid, so this really resonates. You'll see athletes do this to get energy moving through the body, right? Loose joints. So if you find yourself like this or falling forward, finding the center of the foot. So we're not leaning forward and we're not leaning away from our heart. We're right in center. Focusing on breath and the releasing through sound, sighing, humming. You can get really loud with it if you want. Anything to clear the throat without tension. So shaking down the tree, or what is known as opening the 7 gates, is probably my favorite part of the Primal Movement warm-up. Because it gets the chi moving through the body, and it works in both ways. If you're feeling overwhelmed or have emotions that are heated or feel that in the body, this is a way to shake it off, get it off you so it doesn't stay in the body and create dis-ease. And at the same time, if you're feeling stuck and sad or melancholy and you just feel like a big boulder that can't be moved, this gets the energy moving, energy E, energy in motion. And typically this is done for up to 8 minutes. Super loose thumbs, make sure your thumbs are not active because that travels to that point of sadness. The root of the thumb ends here in the chest. So no Fonzie thumbs for those who know who Fonzie is. Dating myself. All right. All right, warriors, let's do this. We're here for 3, 2, and then back to Wuji stance and feel the difference in your body after a little tapping, a little rolling, and a little shaking. Feel the effervescence of your internal medicine, your chi, your life force, and what I call the light. Exhale fully through the nose, Ujjayi. Ground through the feet. Inhale, pulling down the sky. We're going to take the arms out and up. Fingertips turn in, and then exhale down the central column. Inhale, feel that vibration of your medicine being radiated out in all directions. And you're creating this energetic boundary bubble around your body. Inhale. Ground it to Mama Earth. Exhale. Good. Let's bring the hands to heart center. We're going to step to the top of the mat. If you would like to create an intention around what it is you're clearing in your life, metal is about rising in grace, creating your own path. You can imagine swords, right? You're not following a path, you're making one, right? So you can even visualize standing in the middle of a jungle with a machete and someone says, make the path, and you're leading. And if you're used to following someone else, this could feel really intimidating. Where could you create your own path in your life? Maybe it's in the family, maybe it's at job, maybe it's in the spiritual path, maybe it's with your lover. How can you create a new path forward for yourself so that we're not staying stuck in heavier emotions like sadness? Clearing the way. Create the intention. Good. Inhale, breathe into that. And exhale, send it out. Eyes find the drishti, the focal point. We lower our sword arms. Thumbs are sandwiched into the hands. Roll the bicep out, opening up the chest. Hollow the belly and reach the tail for the heels as you ground feet. Exhale fully. Swords by the ears. Inhale, arms rising. Turn hands out, swords down, exhaling, reaching out and down. Inhale, arms rise, biceps turn out. Exhale, coming down. This time, inhale all the way up. Maybe you look at the prayer as it touches, and then exhale, bend the knees as we travel and fold all the way down and in. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back. We're going to lower the knees for cat-cow position. Arch the back and look up. Hasta Bandha hands, really suction cup the palm, press and round the back, look at the navel. Inhale, arching. Exhale, pressing. Good, 2 more, inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Good, let's come to a neutral position. We're going to bring the knees together and point the toes. We're going to lift the right leg out to the side. We're going to bring the knee forward and start to create big circles with the hips. Or the knee for the hips. Circling the knee, we're really grounding the hands and we're locking out the legs and creating a little mobility here for 3. Wrap the bicep forward, 2, and 1. Now reverse that direction. And as you push the floor away, create space in the neck, opening up that hip socket, getting a little fluid movement in here. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee down. Feel the difference in the legs already. Both legs are working. You should feel both and also feel the wrist. Push the earth away. Don't let gravity pull you down. Push. Ground the fingertips. Really dig them into the earth like tiger paws, right? You have chakras in every fingertip. Press. You're going to lift the left leg out to the side, bring it toward the elbow, and then start to make these big circles. Now, look in front of the mat. Don't let the head sag. And take those biceps forward as we flush out this hip, preparing for Primal Warrior II flow. 3, 2, 1, and then reverse it. Go the other way. Flushing out the nose. You can exhale heat whenever you want throughout the mouth. 3, 2, 1. Come center. Let's turn the hands out to the sides. We're going to shift into the webbing of first finger and thumb. Now really grip, sway side to side, and press the mat like you're going to break it in half. Feel the spread in the upper back, behind your lungs. Now pause, grip the floor with the fingers, look straight up, lifting your chin, shift into the webbing of first finger and thumb again, and then with locked arms, dip the hips side to side. Good. Come center. Sit the hips to the heels. We're going to, again, interlace fingers, rolling wrists, and reverse it. Shake out the hands. We're going to come forward, open up the knees, curl your toes under, and we're going to press the heels back so much that we lift the knees 1 inch off the ground. Look forward, wrap the elbows back, and give me 3 breaths. Inhale, 1. Ribs pull in. Exhale. Tail is long. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale, lift the hips, high tiptoes. Fan out those toes. And then see how high up you can get your hips while at the same time pulling the rib cage to the back body, right? So hug those frontal ribs in, hollow your navel, bend the left knee, send the right heel down. And let's not lock the knees, just a soft bend so energy can travel. Inhale, tiptoes. Exhale, bend right knee, left heel descends. Press evenly through both hands, and then slowly begin to pedal the feet. Your gaze is between the ankles, and you're wrapping the elbows down to the edges of the mat to create space in the trapezius muscle. Let's shift to plank, flex heels away from crown of head, pull those frontal ribs in, and give me 3 breaths here. Squeeze the forearms toward one another and chin pulls in and back. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale, lower the knees and elbows draw back to give you space to lower to the rib cage. Point the toes, roll the shoulders back, press all 10 toes, come to a high cobra, and then push and lift the hips. Take a bow, crawl the hands forward. As you bow and look between the knees, feel where the shoulder girdle meets the rib cage. Wrap your biceps up as you press the hands into the floor and feel the broadening in the upper back. Stretching tops of ankles, take a big inhale and a big exhale. Good, downward facing dog. Now in this downward dog, let's not sag in the armpits. We're going to lift the armpits slightly up as we wrap elbows down and lengthen the tail and the back of the neck. Give me 3 more breaths here as we continue warming and waking and preparing for Primal Warrior II. Inhale 1. Exhale, hollow the navel. Good, inhale. Exhale. Last breath, inhale. And exhale. Let's pedal the feet and walk the feet to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Press the hands down as you fold in. With a flat back, we take our swords all the way out and up. They touch. Long neck, samastitihi, new present moment. And remember your intention. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Prayer touch. Exhale, dive and fold in. Press the floor as you bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. We're going to grab the floor, shift forward. You can do a half chaturanga or lower all the way down. Hands are by the ribs. Inhale, gentle Urdhva Mukha. Curl the toes. See if you can press toes and hands to lift the hips and travel to your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Good. Step the feet together. Right leg rises. We're going to point the top foot. We're going to bend the knee and open the knee out to the side. And as you do, lift the left armpit. Hug that heel toward the left glute. And as you glance under the right armpit, take a big inhale here. Exhale. Come to center. Point the toe to the sky. Exhale. Bring the knee to the nose, rounding the back. High back tiptoe gives you space to kick the foot between the hands. Now fan out those toes, really ground that foot, and then pivot the back heel flat. We're going to push through both feet. The left arm leads, and we're going to cartwheel up Virabhadrasana 2. Now as we hold, just to wake up our adductors and inner leg line, I want you to focus on head over heart, heart over pelvis. We're not here leaning forward, and the neck is not in front of you. Our knee is not past the toes. I see this a lot in classes, and I also see the knee like this behind. We want the knee right over the ankle, and traditionally, ankles are right under wrists. So claim your space as the warrior that you are in your Warrior II. Suction cup both feet, and we're going to hold here as we warm the leg. Inhale 1. Glancing over that middle finger, exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Coming into Primal Warrior II, we're going to flip the palms. As we straighten this front leg, we're going to lift the toes, turn them in, and we're going to come with a blocked horse position. So again, hands like knives, left hand is in front, and this is called blocking horse. Nothing is getting to your heart without your consent to open the doors, right? So this is a boundary here. Now, if the knees are challenged, you can turn the toes out, but I don't want them so far out for my hypermobile people. Essentially, they are parallel to the edges of the mat. So suction cup the feet, and horse stance really helps to open up the back, strengthens the legs, right, as well as the feet and the outer shin. Suction cup your feet. So we have the left hand in front. We're going to shift into a straddle stance. So lean to your left, and as you lean, the left arm is going to go up blocking, and the right arm is going to have a slight bend and block the leg. So essentially, if someone tried to hit you on the head, you would block it. And if someone tried to kick your leg, you block it. So there's a sharp exhale out of the nose as you block. So when we shift, there's a little pop, and that is your block. Come back and experience that together. Take a big inhale. And this is called the double block exhale. So feel the legs, feel that block, and feel the empowerment that it can create with that sharp movement. Good. One more time. Come back. Inhale. And exhale, double block. Bring the right arm in front. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to switch sides. The arm in front goes over the head, and the bottom arm blocks. Good. Find that little pop as you exhale out the nose. Take a big inhale. Exhale, double block. Good. One more time to this side. Inhaling. Press the knees out. You can feel the heat beginning. Exhale, double block. Bring the left arm in front. Last double block to the front of your mat. Good. And then we turn the feet back to Warrior II. We're going to reach that front arm forward, reverse warrior, and then cartwheel the hands to the floor. Lift the back heel as the hands touch, finding plank. Shift forward. You can do a full chaturanga if that feels good to you. Inhale to Urdhva Mukha, cobra or upward dog, your choice. You can move through a bow or over the toes, downward facing dog. So do what feels good to you as you move through your vinyasa, but find the proper alignment to protect the low back, the neck, and the body. Let's do the other side. Step the feet together. Left leg rises. We're going to bend the knee, open the knee out to the side to stretch the front body. As we glance under the left arm, my microphone is in the way. God. Lift the right armpit and stretch the front body, reaching the left heel for the right glute for 3, for 2, and 1. Square off, point the toe to the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Step the foot forward. Spin the back heel flat, and right arm leads as we circle up Warrior II. Find the alignment. Claim your space, and as you glance over the middle finger, take a moment to look down the cheeks. Make sure that you can see your big toe so the knee is not collapsing in, it's open. And then feel the back foot, the blade merging with the floor. Reach a little more through the right arm, because sometimes we forget about what we're not looking at, right? Feel into it with your internal eye as you look toward the drishti. Good, holding here for 3, for 2, and 1. Let's flip the palms, coming to Primal Warrior II. Straighten the front leg. We lift the toes. As we turn, the right arm is going to come in front, blocking horse, finding our boundaries. Now remember, the arm in front is the one that goes over the head. As we shift to the right, we block to the left. So the right arm comes up, the left arm comes down, block with a pop, sharp exhale. Good. Follow me. Take a big inhale. Exhale, double block. Let's bring the left arm in front. Inhaling to the back of the mat. Remember, we're blocking to the right. Exhale, double block. Good. Right arm in front. Exhale, double block. And then shift back to Warrior II feet. We're going to drop the top arm behind. Left arm reaches out and back for the reverse warrior. And then we cartwheel the hands to the floor, plank pose. And you've just completed Primal Warrior II. Shift forward, lower. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Good. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Good. Let's bend the knees, gaze forward. You can walk, step, or hop it to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow and fold in. Let's sit the hips back. We'll sweep the arms up for Utkatasana. Lengthen that tailbone, ribs hug in. Exhale fully, and then press to rise. Prayer touches Samastiti. Remember your intention and feel the heartbeat for a moment. So now we're just going to flow. It'll be on one breath, and we'll do 2 rounds for each side so you can get the gist of how we're flowing, right? So we don't look stiff. We're going to flow through the block. All right. Exhale fully. Sit the hips back. We sweep the arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold all the way down and in. Inhale, halfway lift. You can step or even jump back to your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Left leg rises. Bend the knee. Open. Lift that left armpit as you inhale. Square off as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the nose, and step the foot forward as you exhale. Spin the back foot, grounding the feet. Left arm rises. Inhale, Warrior II. Come into the stance. Find the foundation. We'll take one breath here to prepare for Primal Warrior II. Take a big inhale through the nose and an audible exhale. Flip the palms. Inhale, straighten, turn. Left arm is in front. Exhale, squat and block. Inhaling. Exhale, double block. Right arm comes in front. Inhale. Double block, exhale. Left arm in front. Inhale. Exhale, double block. Shift the legs, Warrior II. Reach out, reverse. Cartwheel the hands to the floor. Plank. Shift forward, lower. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Step the feet together. Left leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip, look under the left armpit. Square off. Exhale, knee to the nose. Place the foot. Spin the back foot flat. Magnetize the feet. Circle up. Warrior II. One full breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Flip the palms. Straighten the legs as the arms rise. Prayer touch. Cross. Squat. Coming into the blocking horse, we're going to take a big inhale. Exhale, double block. Good. Left arm in front. Inhale. Exhale, double block. Right arm in front. Inhale. Exhale, double block. Shift. Warrior II. Reach out and back. Reverse. Cartwheel the hands to the ground. Step to the plank. Shift forward, lower. Inhale. Urdhva Mukha. Exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Ground into the hands and the feet. Wrap the elbows. Take a big inhale through the nose and an audible exhale. Let's do one more round together and then we'll stretch a little bit and close. Step the feet together. Right leg rises again. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Square off. Exhale, knee to the nose and place the foot forward. Spin the back heel. Ground, rise. Inhale. Full exhale. Flip the palms. Straighten leg, we turn. Cross left arm in front. Squat, exhale. Inhaling. Exhale, double block. Right arm in front. Inhaling. Exhale, double block. Left arm in front. Inhale. Exhale, double block. Shift. Reach out and back. Reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the floor. Plank pose. Shift forward, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last vinyasa. Last Primal Warrior II. Left leg rises, bend the knee, open the hip. Glance under. Exhale. Square off, inhale. Exhale, knee to the nose. And step. Pivot the heel. Inhale, press and rise. Warrior II. Good. Flip the palms. Inhale. Lift the toes. Right arm in front. Squat. Exhale. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Double block. Left arm in front. Exhale. Double block. Right arm in front. Inhale. Exhale. Double block. Shift the feet. Warrior II. Reach out and reverse. Exhale. Cartwheel the hands to the floor. Shift forward, lower. We're going to point the toes, make a pillow for the head and pause. Feel the heartbeat in your belly. Feel the heartbeat in Anahata, heart chakra center. Sway the hips. And then pause here as we bring the energy down. We're going to take the elbows slightly forward. Now, depending on the dexterity in your back, the farther the elbows go out, the different places in the back that are expressed for stretch. So if I bring my arms forward, I'm going to feel it in the upper back. As I bring them back, you go to mid back, and then all the way close to the ribs is lumbar. So choose what feels good to you. We're going to place the thumb where the eyebrow meets the eye socket. Unshrug the shoulders and let the head be heavy on that point. The point where the thumb is a bladder point. And is also the end of the posterior chain that began in your big toe, that goes up the whole entire back body over the head and ends right here. Now, if this is plenty for you, we're tucking the tail a little bit to lengthen that tailbone toward the heels. You'll feel the pubic bone press into the ground, and this protects the lumbar. From here, for the quad stretch, we're just going to lift the ankles, let them be completely relaxed, no flex, no point. Now, this stretches the quad. Notice if the knees flared out, we want them neutral. We're not flexing, we're not gripping in the toes, but we are tilting the tail now to the backs of the knees, and we're lifting this point. Let the head be heavy. It's a little tender there, so be mindful. And again, if you prefer chin to get more into a back-bended position, you can try chin, but we're not shrugging, we're rising out of the collarbones, rising out of that cage. Long neck, tuck the tail. Give me 3 breaths here and let the feet really relax. Inhale 1. Exhale, you can squeeze the glutes just a little bit for protection for the low back. Inhale 2, keyword is gentle. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale, lower the feet if they were lifted. Now really activate your glutes, lifting the chest. We're going to take the hands right by the rib cage, grip the floor, gentle upward dog, and you might feel really high up. Right? That is one of my favorite stretches that I learned in shadow yoga. And it really opens up the front body. Now lift the hips, pause here. We're going to widen the knees. Let the toes touch, and we're going to open up the ankles for child's pose. Make a little pillow for the head and place the third eye in the pillow. So I like to create a little diamond and place my third eye right in the center. Breathe into the lumbar region. And fill it with your medicine, your prana, your chi, your vital life force, your light. So feel the low ribs expand in all directions. And then knit back together as the belly button draws way back to the kidneys to nourish the lumbar. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Push down to come up. We're going to come onto the back. So first, let's take the hands behind us, tap out the legs, tapping into the meridians on the back of the leg line. And then we're going to roll down for dead bug position, lifting arms and legs. Bend the knees to bring the legs a little closer to the chest if there's any tightness in the hamstrings or low back. Now from here, you'll notice I'm very loose. I'm just going to shake everything up. Notice if you look a little like this. And we want to try to loosen all of that up. So opening up the mobility in the periphery really translates up through the entire body. Now start to activate the core a little bit as you shake. And you can always, if that's too much, to use the arms, grab the edges of the mat, push down and away, and then shake out the legs. This feels good too. Now pause, bend the knees a little bit, lift the arms so we can drain both arms and legs. A lot of people ask me why I don't lead full shoulder stand or headstand in classes. And in a day and age of text neck, there's a lot of props that are needed to assist in proper alignment in those poses. It doesn't mean that I don't think you should do them, but I do believe that less is more, and honoring your body where you are from your own lifestyle choices is paramount. My shadow yoga teacher, the guru, Shandor Remete, wouldn't teach anyone shoulder stand or headstand. He called them the king and queen of asana, and you had to study with him for probably 7 years before he would teach you those two poses. So they must be pretty important, right? Good. Let's hug the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Coming into Supta Gomukhasana, we're going to cross right knee over left. Reach under if you can, with the feet. If not, then hug both knees into the chest, and this is where you'll stay to stretch your piriformis here. Otherwise, palms face up. We're going to lift the ankles, bend the elbows like the horns of the cow, or you can think of handlebars. And we're getting a little internal rotation after the neutral.
poses in the horse stance position, and then in the straddle stances and Warrior II, we had a lot of externals. So internal here to counter. And just breathe into the hip sockets, which are a symbol for taking a forward step in life. Breathe down to the glutes. And then exhale. Good, lift the legs, a little shimmy shake. And then bend the knees, other side, crossing left over right. Flex the ankles, pull in. Feel that stretch and just notice what's different about this side. Being curious versus critical. Being compassionate versus critical of the tight places that are just wanting your attention to be untethered and untangled. Good. Last dead bug, shake it out. And then happy baby pose. And this might feel good after the horse stances, or it might feel more open or more accessible. Good. Let's hug the knees into the chest. We're going to squeeze the forearms as we rock side to side, massaging the pelvis. And then cross the ankles, go over the tops of the feet, and chin to chest, massaging the spine, rocking up maybe to a little pretzel. And then coming into Sukhasana, easy seat. Let's place the palms upward. We're going to press first finger and thumb together. Nice expansive chest. Draw the chin in and back. Close the eyes. And find length in the tail and also where the skull cap meets the neck. We're drawing the chin in and back. And that little lengthening of the tail is creating space. So the back of the neck mirrors the lumbar, as above, so below. So see how they talk to one another, and they're both trying to create space by lengthening. Coming out of the pelvis, and we're coming out of the cage of the collarbones, rooting and rising. Now in this moment, as we close, let there be a hint of a smile to the corners of the eyes and the corners of the lips. This is called inner smile meditation in Chinese medicine. So as that hint of a smile accesses the corners of the eyes and the lips, notice how it changes the energy in the face. And as you feel into this shift in light in the face, radiating out for all to see, feel into the body. And notice what is more open, what feels vibrant, where has the light expressed itself in the body, where has the chi flooded the body with medicine. So we're not just looking at physical, we're looking at mental and also emotional. Remember, Primal Warrior II, associated with metal element, is about empowerment. Those sharp blocks and such show you your inner strength and what you're capable of. So it takes you out of a feeling of stuckness or sadness or heavy emotion, melancholy and such. So it's healing the element of metal and the lungs, which are associated with unexpressed grief, and empowering you to take deeper breath and coming into lifted emotions. So feel the lift in the face in this inner smile meditation. We'll just take 3 more breaths here in the light to close. Begin. Good, last breath. Good, bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Feel the warmth of your presence in your prayer. Honoring your inner warrior and honoring your ability to wield yourself like a sword and having the power to shift energy within one's own self, because that is a superpower. Honoring your practice. Inhale, prayer to the third eye, gazing upward, and exhale, bowing inward. Om Shanti, yogis. In the next video, I will be teaching you Dynamic Warrior II and the Spearing Warrior Flow. I'll see you next time. Thank you.